It's time for a Humans in Tune conversation with Darren on 93.9 Mike FM.
It is time for another Humans in Tune chat right here with 93.9 Mike FM. It's Darren with you in the air chair. And on this episode, we're dipping in to another in the series from the Underground Jazz series at Scout Hall. We have talked with some great artists, seen some great shows, and this Friday night show is no exception, presented by Abstraction Spirits. Michaele Postell, and I probably screwed up saying that right again, is on the line with me, and I'm so glad to have you because we're excited about this show Friday.
Thank you, Darren. I'm doing well.
We're gearing up for this show. The Underground Jazz series is was started up last year. Felipe Brito, of course, the jazz studies professor here at SEMO, and a fun guy and a trombonist. He collaborated with the Scout Hall folks to start putting these shows on, and it's been awesome to see, something different, something a little, off the beaten path, bringing in the jazz and getting down to the heart and soul of things, but also to see the rooms fill up and people just come back for more. I know you're going to bring an amazing show this Friday night. The way the Scout Hall talked this up, you're bringing some of your influence and your heroes to the stage, artists like Ella Fitzgerald, Judy Garland, Sarah Vaughan, and then you've got some original stuff, too, that we want to talk about in just a little bit. But first, let's shift and let's get the 10,000-foot view of what you're bringing to the room on Friday night.
Yeah. So I'm super excited about Friday. Very grateful to Felipe for inviting me out because it'll be my first time in Cape Girardeau. Friday night, we've got a really great set planned. I'm bringing... and I'm totally not biased when I say this, I'm bringing some of the best musicians in the St. Louis area down with me. It's going to be a full band.
Yes, you are.
And we're going to be doing my favorite jazz standards with our own twists and some original music that will be debuting on my album this year.
And that's it. Yeah, that mix of stuff people are going to be familiar with, and once they hear yours, they're going to be anticipating that album drop later this year.
Yes, that's the plan.
And yeah, you mentioned these monsters you're bringing in from St. Louis. I know Kendrick Smith has been to Scout Hall before, and his name's on the list. He's going to be bringing the honk and the Maceo vibes into the room for sure. Who else do you have on deck for that?
So in addition to Kendrick, we've got Bernard Terry on bass, Ben Dickey on drums, Daniel Herrera on keys. And Felipe is planning to actually join us for some of these, so it's going to be an amazing night.
Oh, for sure. I don't know if it'd be an underground jazz gig if Felipe's toes didn't touch the stage at least once. We got it.
Right.
Myself as a trombone player and a man who loves soul and jazz and R&B, I'm really looking forward to the show. My college days, we did a lot of swing band gigs, and so a lot of those old standards and things are kind of ingrained into my soul and into my brain. As for you, as an influence and as a hero in your musical studies, these ladies paved the way for so much that has grown and happened since, and artists that we've seen come through here in Cape Girardeau, too. So how did you step into this genre, this light, this singing? Is it the typical, well, I was 4 years old in church? Is it that kind of story,
No, it was purely accidental because originally so for about 20 years, I studied classical music, and I was training to be the next Kathleen Battle, not the next Ella Fitzgerald.
Okay.
And then I moved to St. Louis, went to a jam session or two, and fell in love with the jazz scene. So I began my jazz journey about 2.5 years ago and have just been in love with this genre ever since then. I've made a complete 180 switch. I mean, I still love doing classical music because it gave me that foundation to sing with the stamina, with the technique that I have.
Right.
But there's just something that's just so alluring about jazz that has just drawn me in, and it's just my thing now. So, yeah.
I look at it like classical, and that's your training, that's your foundation. Jazz is your wings, the core of improvisation and being able to soar like that. And especially as a vocalist, oh my gosh, you can dance all over the place.
Yeah, And Ella, she was the queen of that. She basically was a horn player. And so working with Kendrick, who is a horn player, has been really just pivotal for me in my development as a jazz vocalist because, Ella had Dizzy Gillespie.
Right.
And I have Kendrick Beth. So
that's it. You got to have your horn muse.
Exactly.
That's right. And that's exciting. So is he working with you in the writing process then as you move into this new album?
Yes. Pretty much, I'd say 75% of the tunes that are on the album as of now, Kendrick and I have collaborated on those.
Nice.
I've also collaborated with a really great pianist. His name is Ryan Marquez, Kansas City rep. Go Chiefs.
Nice.
And he's got some credits as far as some of these original tunes are concerned. But yeah, Kendrick and I have been working together on a lot of original music, and 2 of those tunes will be on the set for Friday.
Yeah, I want to see that proof of concept, right? And I think that's, I know as a musician in the writing process, when you've got that link like that and you've got somebody to bounce those ideas and say, man, I've got this, and they're like, no. Oh, yeah, that does sound better. And then to see that live on stage, oh, that's such a treat because that synchronicity is there, but you're still able to improvise and you kind of fly together. It's cool.
Mm-hmm. That's exactly why I'm just so grateful to have Kendrick and the rest of these guys coming down with me, because that is something that they are really known for, is to having this playfulness on stage, this freedom of expression. And it's not what you see every day on the scene. There's something really special about these guys. So I'm really honored to share the stage with them and grateful that they're coming down with me.
And we appreciate them making the trek down the hill, and we know it's going to be a blast. We talked about your influences some. As far as your writing, where does your writing come from? What inspires you on those songs? I mean, because you're right, as a jazz musician, you're a poet. Every musician's a poet, but jazz musicians, some wild poetry sometimes.
Absolutely. Just the other day, someone said that some lyrics that I had finished up for a tune that's on Kendrick's latest album, Green Pastures. He wrote a tune called Axe Don't Ask, and I put lyrics to it this week. And someone told me that it sounded kind of Sondheimish. And Sondheim is one of my favorite composers for musical theater. So my influences, my classical roots, they're still there, but, Sondheim didn't swing.
Right.
So, it's like, just imagine Sondheim and Mozart meeting jazz, meeting avant-garde, and having a baby, and voila, that's my music.
One drunk night in a jazz club.
Yeah.
But, and I think that's part of what is the core of jazz, is that your classic training shows its face now and again. And you look at even across genres like rock, there's bands like Muse that have these incredible classically trained musicians that all of a sudden here's some aria that they're belting out and then the guitar comes back and, so I think it's cool to see that and how your music responds to your roots and what your training is. So it's cool.
Yeah. Muse actually is one of my favorite rock bands. So there you go.
I love them, and that's one band that I have failed to see live as badly as I wanted to. Every time I had a chance, I was in the wrong city.
I saw them in 2009.
You win. Yeah, I love them. Well, it is going to be a blast. It is an evening of soulful storytelling, vibrant melodies, talented musicians, and abstraction spirits, which I'll be having an old-fashioned. Thank you very much. Tickets are on sale right now. Everybody get to thescouthall.com right there on the website. Grab your tickets. It don't cost much to come. There's plenty of room for you. You might be up and toe tapping. I don't know. There is room to dance if you feel so inclined.
Yeah.
And depending on some of those classics you bring up, some folks may have a little, wedding reception trigger or something there too. So it depends on what you're belting out. I don't want to, no spoiler alerts for this show. Just get your tickets.
Right.
Get your tickets. That's right.
Bring comfy shoes, because there will be some tunes that you want to dance to.
Absolutely. Doors are at 7, shows at 7:30. It's at Scout Hall, 420 Broadway in Cape. thescouthall.com to grab your tickets. Michaele, Postell, thank you very much for being my guest today on our Humans in Tune chat.
Thank you, Darren. Much appreciated.
You bet. That's another Humans in Tune chat. We will catch up with you soon. Don't forget you can find these on our Facebook page and on our podcast at 939mikefm.com/podcast or wherever you tune into your podcast. Be a nice human. We'll catch you next time.
Thanks for catching this Humans in Tune conversation with 93.9 Mike FM. Find previous interviews on our Facebook page, or you can listen via our podcast at 939mikefm.com.